Ngeba Sojola here. In this video, we'll be basically focusing on a cryptocurrency or a blockchain that is known as the Energy Web Token, or EWT for short. Now, basically, the Energy Web Token is an internet of the energy value chain, right? Now, the network is an interconnected energy grid, right, that links various players on the energy value chain, meaning this network fundamentally is interconnected with power producers, right? They can be solar plants, they can be hydrogen plants that produce electricity, they can be wind plants, they can be small gas, it can be nuclear, right? So it connects energy producers, right, to energy transmitters. Now, in South Africa, the people or the entity which owns the transmission lines is the government, right? So it means the transmission lines will be linked to the producers, which can be private or public. Now, the energy generators are linked to the transmitters, right? Which are linked to the distributors. In Gauteng, South Africa, the distributor of one of the distributors here is City Power, right? They are the ones which actually distribute the electricity to the customer, right? And then the network ultimately connects everything to the customer. Now, the Energy Web Token is fundamentally a decentralized open source platform. It is based on low carbon emissions, right? And the most exciting thing about this network or this token is that it is a peer to peer platform, right? Meaning that the customers themselves can send electricity to each other and sell it in that manner, right? Not only the energy producers can send or transact with electricity. Another special thing about the Energy Web Token is that it has it can trace where the source of energy is generated, meaning we can determine if it comes from a solar plant, a coal plant, and the likes, right? Now, the Energy Web Token is fundamentally a virtual machine known as the Energy Web DOS, right? Now, this virtual machine has three pillars to it, known as the chain, right? The chain, this is where actually the actual consensus mechanism is dealt with. Then the next feature that follows there is a feature known as the origin, right? This is fundamentally a platform specifically for developers or coders or people who want to build things on the energy web, right? And then the third pillar to the virtual machine is known as a flex, right? That this basically focuses on KYC things, basically also dealing with digital identities, right? And using various mechanisms to be able to identify various players in the value chain, be it a power producer, be it a customer, be it a middleman supplying energy. So you have the ability to trace and identify various things on the electricity value chain that has been built on this blockchain. Now, on this platform, you can also create communication or messaging platforms, right? And you can create platforms that will help you participate in the market. When we look at the consensus mechanism that is deployed in the Energy Web Token, right, it is basically known as the proof of authority. This is fundamentally a hybrid blockchain, right? That is a public and private arrangement, right? That has permissioned validators that can basically validate transaction and create blocks, right? But in terms of the public or the customers accessing the network, in this case, it tends not to be permission. So it's permissionless for the public RAND blockchain. Now, the second feature that you find with the virtual machine of the Energy Web token is known as Origin. This is fundamentally a development platform where you can develop and initiate, right, various things. You can build companies on this platform. Let's say you have a solar company that you, a smallanyana solar company that you have. You can take that company and build it on the Energy Web token virtual machine, right? And yes, build your company fundamentally on a blockchain and be able to send and receive various transactions from electricity itself, funds, and the likes, right? So on this platform, you can fundamentally build NFTs, smart contracts, DeFi, right? And various other things. It is a development platform. Now, the third and the most, I'd say, one of the most important features of this virtual machine known as the Energy Web token is known as Flex, right? Flex is fundamentally a feature, right, that helps you create digital identities. Now, these digital identities can be anything, right? You can take a component or a machine in a power station, for example, unit one of Mudupi, right? Can be a can have its own digital identity, right? Maybe created in the form of a NFT that people can participate in, right? So the identity can be anything. It can be equipment. It can be people who are skilled in the power stations, right? Or any other place in the value chain of the electricity supply, right? It can be customers themselves, right? Identifying them where they are, how much electricity they use, and what type of electricity they use. Is it renewable? Is it coal based? Is it oil based? So this can help you identify or create digital identities that can be used by other agencies like the government or social security or other players, right? Now, another thing, you can also create a communication and messaging platform here, right? Meaning that your own company can have a WhatsApp like thing for its own customers to warn them that the prices are going to go up, what they're going to go down. We have this amount of renewable in the grid now. It's going down, it's up. We're using pump storage. It can be anything, right? So it is fundamentally the ability of this thing to create identity. There was a feature also added to the Energy Web token known as the Energy Web X. This is fundamentally to stake a platform to stake your tokens, right? So that you participate in the decision making, the validating, and actually the rewards and the earnings of the network. Now, the most interesting feature about the Energy Web is its partnership with XRP, right? Meaning any transactions, financial transaction which will happen on this platform will be seamless, cheap, fast, and be able to send through cross-border payments. Yes, yeah. I thank you for this opportunity. There'll be more videos about the Energy Web token in the future, but for now, I thank you. See you in the next video. The partnership between Energy Web Token and XRP is very important because it does two things. Number one, it makes the flow of money within the system very cheap, right? Very fast, right? And you can move it across borders. Now, the other important feature of the partnership between Energy Web and XRP, it is the ability to create carbon credits and administer carbon credits within this platform. Meaning, if you are using renewable energies and if you are fundamentally friendly, right, to the environment, you can get rewarded through the Energy Web Token, right, working with XRP to receive carbon credits. So you can also partake in the carbon markets, right, with this partnership between Energy Token and XRP.